the Bandit. Wet gloves and all. Actually some luggage and all. No real reason to, but decided to throw a couple of the hard bags on. Painted them up over the winter. Or touched up the paint anyway. So I figured I might as well get them out and try them. Good excuse to throw something to drink and a snack in there, right? It's one of the first times I've had to clean the bike before leaving. Because once again, got caught in the rain with it yesterday. Just out for a quick little rip. Since it's like coming up on noon, we're only getting going now. I think we're going to jump on the highway for a minute. Make up a little bit of lost time here. Very hazy day so far. It's going to be quite warm today, but just getting over a bunch of rain and stuff, so it's pretty humid. Jumped off the highway and started taking some back roads again, and then totally forgot that there's a detour that I got to take. It seems like no matter what direction you go in these days, there's closed roads everywhere. Bridges out, culverts washed out, and none of it getting fixed. All my decisions on which way I'm going are just happening last minute here. Right up until I was about to leave, I thought I was going to head up towards Cushbequack Park, but all of a sudden I just thought, why bother? It's so secluded up there. I don't even know if I'd have cell service through most of it. You know, I'm by myself. I've owned this bike under a year. It's given me no indications that it has problems, but you never know. So we'll stick to areas that are just a little bit more populated, and I said I'll go to Nova Scotia. So I just get rolling this way, thinking, okay, Nova Scotia it is, and then I think, hey, I haven't been to Advocate Harbor, so let's reroute again and go to a place that's, you know, sparsely populated with spotty cell service. That's funny, I passed this same truck when I got off the highway. I passed him and then immediately took my exit. Apparently he went to the next exit. Here he is. So yeah, I figured this would be a good opportunity to head to Advocate Harbor. If I just make a little loop out of it, it only works out to about 300 kilometers. Won't take all day. Plus I'm in no hurry, so it's a good opportunity to spot it out, check the road conditions, see if they're repaving anything. Oh, and the Bandit has its newest accessory on right now. Pro Grip tank pad. Fortunately, it's too late because the damage has already been done to the tank, even though it's not totally damaged. It's just annoying. This is the second Bandit I bought, and it's the second time in a row that they've come with these dumb tank bras on them. What is it with Bandit owners and these tank bras? They look horrible, and they don't protect anything. They ruin the tank. They actually wear into the paint. Luckily, it doesn't look like this one was on for long enough to do any serious damage or anything, but if you look closely, you can see little markings on it. While I'm yapping like this, let's hope that the audio is decent. I think I've narrowed down the audio problems to a bad mic adapter. So we've strapped on a new one. It seems to be working good. But the only problem is I don't know if the mic adapter failed because, you know, it was just junk and it was going to fail anyway, or if the wind and vibration from the bike eventually made it fail. So I think I'm going to play it safe and use something to prop it up, like to support it so it doesn't vibrate so much. For now, we're just using a little strategically placed two-sided tape, but I think we're going to upgrade that soon too. Just see if this works all right for today. Because the last couple of rides I brought this camera on, no good. There's lots of pops and static as it keeps switching back and forth between internal and external mics, or doesn't record any sound at all. It's like we're back to the GoPro days, but it's even worse, because at least the GoPro worked like once in a while. Hopefully it's just a little hiccup though, and get it straightened out pretty quick. So up here I gotta take this detour to make it the rest of the way to Sackville, and I think we'll fuel up before we leave the province. Thankfully the road leading through this detour isn't in terrible shape. It is pretty boring though. This is like the one and only turn in it. She's pretty straight as an arrow. We are running through the backyard of a federal prison though. I guess that's interesting. stop for fuel in Sackville, straight out of the province. Another lovely windy day on the marsh. This is our exit, and yeah, I'm sure everybody's taking it. Oh well, there's plenty of turns where we're going. Man, the wind is not just confined to the marsh today. It's really whipping around out here too. Oh man, I didn't pass these guys because I knew I'd be turning in here, and of course they both are also. That bridge is going to be due for some work soon too. Can't hop it, bird. This bike really likes this stuff. Just the smooth, sweeping turns. Who would have thought you'd call a bike the master of nothing and have so much fun with it? It's funny because you run it up to 5,500, 6,000 RPM, something like that. And it just gives you this feeling like, what are we even doing here? I'll keep pulling if you want me to, but you know, this is not where we should be. If you have another gear, shift to it. Ooh, I can smell that guy from a mile away. Not sure if there's a spot down here where you can actually get near the beach on a bike like this anyway. It's been, oh, I don't know, 17 years since I've gone past this road. Let's go look. I know the wind is getting much cooler here. I remember that. I kind of remember that being dirt roads. Oh, wait a minute. Is this some kind of park? Ah, I see. The old fossil cliffs are not free. I think 17 years ago we went for a ride up there. That dirt road kind of comes close to the cliffs. You can walk out and have a peek at them. We'll just carry on for now. Man, that's the scariest thing about this road. Some of the holes are just getting out of hand. I'm sure there are still sections where the pace will come to a crawl. Just so you don't beat the crap out of yourself, man, so you don't wreck. There was a really long section of this road that was repaved. It'd be nice to see some evidence that it's going to be expanded. 'Cause lately the only thing that's expanding is the holes. If you had to come through here at night on a bike, man, some sections would be pretty frightening. You better have some good lights and take your time. Look at that, that's a crater. You know they're getting a little rough when you have to go into full dirt bike mode coming across them. Completely stand up and let your legs do the work. Not typically this cool coming through this area, but I think the wind is so strong it's blowing in that cool air from offshore. We've had days of rain. I think there's more rain to come after today. I know it's midweek, it's like Wednesday right now, but I'd still be kind of surprised to not see some bikes through here. Oh, never mind bikes. I don't want to see you. Yeah. Bikes only, man. Remember what I said earlier about going to, like, kind of secluded areas with spotty cell service by myself? Well, that's one of the things I worry about. Maybe it's one of the things I should worry about more than I do. Dodge the holes. Strange because deer and moose, that should always be on your mind when you're running roads around here, especially back roads like this. For some reason, it's just not something I thought much about down here. Never seen too many of them. I think we're at the first bridge. That used to be in the beginning of horrible roads, even worse than what we just ran over at some spots. Now, though, I'm pretty sure it means a nice new section of pavement. Yeah. Still a lot of logging going on back here. I still think that that's what's keeping the condition of the road kind of down and has them not in much of a hurry to come back and fix it. Hey, not bad timing. Pebbles kicked up into the roadway. Most likely people hauling trailers through here. And here's reality again. In the worst way, too. Really wish I would have rounded that corner and seen some evidence that they were going to fix some of this. Beautiful spot, but boy, you got to suffer through that road to get here. Need a little bit of a stretch after that section. Oh yeah, this is the sport touring setup. Just like the rest of this bike, those bags catch bugs like crazy. It's basically comical how bad the roads are now through here. Start slowing down well in advance because this is basically dirt road. Now, we always used to say between the bridges was the worst, so once you pass this one, you were in the clear. These days, you're not exactly in the clear, but it does get better. You've still got grass growing up through the cracked pavement. Oh, is that a bear? Or a dog? Ah, it's someone with a dog. Seen a ton of gravel through here. And not just the usual, the road is falling apart gravel either. West Advocate. Almost there. I wonder if the air will get a bit cooler again as we get closer. A lot of these courier vans running through here during the week. I guess this area is like everywhere else. Probably Amazon and such delivering things. It seems like we've got these small patches of ground that have been touched up. Nothing real substantial though. This whole trip was like this section of road. Wouldn't that be something? I think I am starting to feel a little change in the air. We're finally losing the radio stations from back home. We managed to keep them a little longer than usual going this way because we're basically across the water from home now. This will be a nice spot for a little break. Here's nice and cool here. Exactly 100 kilometers from Fuel and Sackville to here. We're looking at 2 o'clock. Shooting to be back for 4:30, that area. Oh man, this is a popular spot today. Let's go check the wharf. We may even swap batteries in this camera. Something I haven't even had to do on a ride yet. Lots of traffic here, but betting that everyone's out on a boat right now. We'll secure my gloves in case the wind picks up. I'd hate to have to go fish them out of the ocean. Well, I don't have nearly as many useful things in my bags as Jake does, but I did at least remember to bring lunch. Take a break on the wharf, have a muffin, something to drink. The weather says that it's 26 degrees and really humid back home. Sitting there on the wharf, it's like 18 degrees. Nice cool breeze coming in off the water. Kind of makes it tough to leave. Spencer's Beach, Spencer's Island. I don't know who Spencer was, but he owned a nice area. So yeah, this audio problem I've been having with this camera, or at least with its mic adapter, it started to get pretty bad over the last couple of rides I brought it on. It's kind of hard to say if any of those recordings will actually do anything but be deleted. The audio is just that bad and annoying. I really wish I knew how they fix these roads. This section right here, and the section that's repaved down the center, that repair was done years ago. The road in general is obviously built way better than anything in New Brunswick. Even the repairs and the fixes they do to it, they still last way longer. Temporary repair is lasting longer than a brand new road would in New Brunswick. As rotten as this road can be at times, though, it's still worth it. It's still like the best ride around here as far as, you know, scenery and turns. Still find myself checking up a little bit on sharp turns with this bike. Still not 100% used to it, which is good. I mean, this Master of None is really good. It does a lot of things really good. Especially when you consider the price and all that, you know, the value, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it is still not my ZX-10. When it comes to handling through roads like this, I mean, you really do have to back off a little bit. Oh, again! Damn it! Whoa! Bambi, you and me gotta have a talk. That really sucked. But it could have sucked a lot worse. So I'll be thankful for that, I guess. My eyes just weren't open enough on that one. I didn't even see him standing on the side of the road until he kind of moved a bit. I'm sure that since that was filmed with an action camera, that's gonna look like he was, you know, a mile away from me, but realistically, man, that was close. From where I'm sitting, that was close. What the heck is up with the deer down here? I haven't seen... Actually, I shouldn't say that. I have seen a deer, like, right around here before once. Came really close to Allen. That might have been one of the only other times, though. And here I am seeing two in one day. And one of them, like, just about kissing my windscreen. Yeah, they did some work in this road, right in that turn. She's bouncy now. That sort of thing, again, on the ZX-10, not as big of a deal, but man, this thing just gets hopping around. Big heaves and humps in the middle of these sharp ones. rough. Starting to see a lot of things growing through the pavement. When I first got this bike, it was a pretty cool time of year, fall. I didn't really get to experience it a lot in hot weather. It pushes a fair amount of heat back at you. I must say the handling is not, you know, quite up to ZX10 levels for a road like this, but the torque makes it fun. Up and down these hills, has no problem pulling itself. Whew. Your arms start to get a little workout. Takes a little bit of muscle to dance with this girl. Climbing in the middle of the road, imagine that. Big hump in the middle of this turn, been here for years. It's too bad you can't see more of the coastline from here. You get a little peek of it every once in a while. It's a really nice area. Humps. Hump, hump. Signs everywhere for deer. Imagine that. All right. Next stop, Parsboro. I must say this whole shot Corbin seat, not the most comfortable thing I've ever sat on. I get what they were trying to do when they designed it this way. They wanted to shave it down lower so you'd sit lower in the bike, lower the center of gravity, all that. But it's just shaped really strange. The Corbin seat I had on my ZX12 was much better, much more comfortable. Well, we're looking at 2:53 now. Leaves me a little over an hour and a half to get home for when I was shooting for. And only about 100 kilometers or so. Shouldn't be an issue. Well, that's basically the end for the fun stuff. Hop back on for the same old trip back from Parsboro. The wind took a little break back there, but it's really coming back again. It'd be nice to go back off a little bit as we head inland again. But anyway, as the plan stands right now, make our way back to Amherst. Maybe a quick stretch there if this old shot Corbin isn't very nice to me. And we'll just head straight back home from there. That'll involve mostly highway, I'm assuming. I really don't feel like taking that detour road from Sackville. All in all, this is a nice little ride though. For leaving really late, still managed to get out and get a decent ride in. So I guess for now we'll call this the end.